This video will cover everything you need to know about webinar funnels from start to finish on how you need to structure them, optimize them, and scale them further to generate 100K, 250K a month, or even $500,000 a month later down the line. If you don't know who I am, my name is Batu. I've been building funnels for the last 5 years and I've spent more than $25 million in advertising, building funnels for e-com businesses, SaaS, service businesses, coaches and consultants, and any kind of a B2C or B2B offer that requires someone to pull out your credit card from their wallet, put in their information on the checkout page, and hand their money for a value exchange for whatever my clients are offering to them. But in the last couple of years, the majority of the revenue we have generated for our clients came from the webinar funnels, which you can see on the screen: 168K months, 190K months with packed up calendars, 290K quarters, which belongs to our own agency, and this goes and on and on. We get paid mostly based on a revenue share, which is a bold move that not every agency owner is able to do, and it tells a lot about us on how damn well we are good at our craft. So I created an entire presentation. I broke down the entire machine down onto one board, how I would copy the funnels that we make, the funnels that the $1 million a month coaches that you see online make. Now, there are obviously no income claims in this video. There's just a repeatable system that works under our exclusive execution. If you decide to take this, implement it yourself, and can't generate results, that is not on us. That's probably an execution problem, because the funnel breakdown I'm going to be showing you in this video is proven to work with real results and real case studies. So without further ado, I want to get right into it. Now we will start by the registration part of our webinar funnel. Obviously, the funnels start with paid advertising or organic. Majority of our clients are doing paid ads on top of their organic because that's what we primarily deliver for them. But there are some exceptions where we help the organic webinar to blow up as well, but it's very rare, and you need to have a really good following to convince us that you want to run this organic rather than paid advertising. And the ads typically optimize for complete registration on this landing page. There are several methods that you can go about your landing page with VSL, video sales letter, or without VSL. For some verticals, we see that with VSL works better. For some verticals, we see that without VSL works much better. So it's totally up to the sophistication and the audience segment and the vertical that you are in and your offer is in. But overall, in this landing page, there should be zero friction. There should be only a form that people need to fill out with their name, email, and phone number. This is not like a cold funnel where you need to qualify everyone that opts in and ask them specific questions. This doesn't exist in this kind of a funnel. But there are obviously optional additions that you can add in your funnel after the registration page, which is the survey that you can run for a VIP page. We specifically implement this when we see that lead quality is actually going down a little bit, so that we can actually get people that are qualified to opt in for the VIP option that we can optimize for on the ad side. It's basically typeform style, you know, your experience, your capital start, the timelines on when you want to start with this, etc. And it's made under the message of help us customize your webinar experience, so it doesn't come off salesy, but rather than holding their hands and providing them the best experience for them to be able to find the best solution possible for themselves. And after the registration, there is basically a VIP upsell for every webinar that we send out. It's between like $27 to $97 with the other order bumps that we put in place as well. Sometimes the VIP is $100 by itself if you're selling to a high net worth people, because for high net worth people, $30 is not that serious, but $100 is a little bit more serious. So we like to get there a little bit of investment, also to liquidate the ad spend a little bit. As I mentioned, we have order bumps such as, you know, get webinar replay for $47, etc. And if they say no, we have a 50% cheaper drop sell for the semi VIP kind of a landing page where they can, let's say, pay $15 rather than $30, or $50 rather than $100, but the same order bumps available on that page as well. The idea here is to liquidate the spend a little bit and also get people to book an implementation call prior to the webinar. And this is with a salesperson. It's not actually something that you deliver prior to the webinar. It's a sales call to get people off the ground, warm them up a little bit, and see if they can convert prior to the webinar without needing to watch you 3 hours, 2 hours, 90 minutes in front of the screen to make a decision of buying, basically. And typically this VIP opt-in actually improves the show rates and also the close rate. Like the 40+ % of the closes come from the VIP buyers because it's a more serious buying signal than free webinar opt-ins. The take rate of this VIP offer for cold traffic is like 3 to 5%, which is pretty industry standard. And for organic, it's up to 10% depending on the stage of your followers. If your followers are extremely cold, they may not take it. But if they have been following you for, let's say, several weeks, several months, they will definitely take this VIP offer in order to be treated better by your team. And the next up is the thank you page and the group. So thank you page is basically a little bit further nurturing. In this page, there's a video here. For the first 1 to 2 minutes, you do the due diligence, make sure to accept the invitation in your calendar, make sure that you're actually available on the call time, webinar time, etc. We will text you, reply to it via SMS, or check out your email. We have sent you an invitation email, and so on and so forth. And the rest of the video is basically priming them for the urgency on why they should be showing up to the webinar this week and not delay it, so that we can eventually close them later down the line. There's also a join group button over here, and the agenda doc and FAQs with chapters, just like I mentioned. The choice of group is typically industry dependent. For traders, Telegram is a really good option, or Discord is a really good option. For real estate offers, Facebook is probably the best option to go for. But this is to primarily further nurture people prior to the webinar, drop them some, insights about the webinar, drop them value, resources they can watch on your YouTube, on your Instagram, etc. The entire point of this is to prevent people to show up to the webinar 100% cold, because if they show up to the webinar 100% cold, it's going to be so difficult to nurture them, warm them in like 90 minutes, 50 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever length the webinar we want to be. You basically do social proof blasts and YouTube videos so that they can educate themselves about you and make their own due diligence about you as well. Now, the rule of thumb for the webinar thank you page FAQ section is that it shouldn't be as same as the VSL call funnel. Every question should answer the question and also answer why it's a reason to show up this week. And also in the thank you page, if they did not buy VIP, one text plus one email is enough, okay? Do not scare off the free registrants. And the optional thing, which is highly recommended by myself, hammer them VIP ads. This is what we do. It's about like 10% of the webinar budget. It's basically content propaganda prior to the webinar so that people actually can see your videos online. And also in these videos, you're going to be selling the VIP spot in order to further liquidate your ad spend and also to get them on an implementation call with your sales team to have the chance to close them prior to the sales call. Now, next up is the pre-webinar sequence, which is extremely important to boost the show up rates. And this is held in 4 pillars. One of them is value dense emails, 2, hammer them ads, 3, question-based SMS cadence, and 4, daily group promo plus social proof. For emails, you typically send 2 to 3 value dense emails per day. For advertising, it's 30 plus short form loaded. You could also utilize your YouTube videos in these hammer them ads pillar as well. And the third one is the question-based SMS cadence, which is immediate SMS, and then prior to webinar with like 24-hour notice. Morning of the webinar, 1 hour before, 30 minutes before, 15 minutes before, we are live SMS, and then we send 15 minutes after the webinar starts, 30 minutes after, and then once we drop the offer in the webinar, whether or not they showed up, we actually sent the SMS, so they have there on their phone as well. And if they don't reply to your SMS prior to webinar, they can't really see the links. So get them to reply to your SMS so that you can actually show your links in the SMS. And the same cadence will be mirrored in the group as well for anyone who did not get the SMS or anyone who haven't replied to your SMS and can't see the link. They should be able to see it in the group. This is basically to maximize your chances of getting more people to the offer document and the booking page so that you can actually sell your offer to more people and make more ROI out of your advertising and webinar investment at the end of the day. So the benchmark for the cold traffic is around 30%. For organic, it's between 40 to 50%. If you're stuck at 20 to 25%, it is deliverability issue on your email and SMS side, or your reminder copy is broken and people do not get any reminders of your webinar prior to the live event. So the next up is the big event, which is the presentation in the webinar. Now, the biggest mistake you can do in a live webinar, especially if you're running to cold traffic, is waiting for other people to join, because These people don't know you. The cold traffic don't know you, and they will drop off the webinar immediately. So do not wait anyone and start the presentation immediately, okay? So usually the first 5 minutes is basically your land or redone. It's basically headline plus what they will learn plus the credible photo. Contextualize your presentation a little bit based on who you are, why they should listen, and what they will be learning today. And the typical structure of the webinar is just like this. The pitch lands usually at around like 45 to 50 minutes in. Now, very important note that we need to make. Typically, the Q&A used to be like 10 to 15 minutes long in the old webinars that we make, but we actually recently bumped it to 25 minutes to 30 minutes because majority of the booked calls come from the Q&A session. No matter what kind of a context you give in the presentation in these sections, they will always have a question to ask that you haven't covered yet. And it's a great sign for you to iterate on your webinar presentation based on whatever questions you get asked on every webinar you host. And the pro tip I give to my clients prior to any webinar live event is to study the presentation, rehearse it, okay? Present it to an empty wall as if you're presenting to 1,000, 2,000 people so that you can build up the conviction you need when the live webinar happens. And keep in mind, you need to sell them on 3 things or they won't buy. 1, yourself, okay? You should be credible to actually deliver the result that you promise. The second, it's themselves, because even though they believe you, they may not have the belief to themselves. So you need to sell themselves to them, okay, by relating through your story plus your case studies, and then the vehicle, which is the mechanism itself that you have built out over the last few years with trial and error, and giving them the secret sauce so that they can skip all that guesswork and have the blueprint from you and get to the success line shorter than you did. Now, we had 30% show rate on our webinars, but what about the other 70%? Now, repeat after me. The fact that they didn't show up does not dictate that they are not interested. Maybe something came up. Maybe there was a conflict, unexpected conflict in their calendars, or maybe just for that moment, they didn't feel like it, right? But they would still buy from you in the right circumstances. So what you need to do is to get after those 70%. So in our live event, only 30% showed, yes, but the next day, in the opposite time, you will be running your encore pop-up. So if you ran your live event on 8 p.m. Wednesday, you will be running your encore pop-up at 3 p.m. Thursday, never the same hour, and you will be auto-registering all no-shows, plus you will have the same SMS cadence. It's gonna be the same deck, fresh intro, plus the offer context, and you're gonna be having 10 to 20% more sales alone just from this encore pop-up event that you hold. Also, what you will also have is evergreen replay call funnel. Now in here, you're gonna cut the intro of the webinar and the Q&A, and you're gonna give the value straight through the pitch, okay? For the apply and schedule button, you will not have a gate, no timer, okay? No watch 1 hour to unlock, BS, I don't like it because it drops people off. Some people don't want to wait, okay? Some people are already sold. Maybe they have watched another video of yours, but not the webinar, but they have seen the webinar, they clicked on the link and they want to buy from you or book in a call from you, and you're making them to wait like 1 hour. It doesn't make any sense. And exclude 5 to 6 day registrants over here, bookings or any kind of purchases. And this way you're gonna have the most profitable call funnel there is. You'll have cheaper calls, higher show rates, and better frame leads with daily lead flow, even after the live event. You can expect around 25 to 30% extra sales with encore and replay stacked. And these margins are what make cold traffic scale, because if you don't take that piece of the revenue, your advertising spend is not gonna make sense to you. So the next step is the frequency of your webinars. Majority of the times we recommend monthly webinars, but we could also do weekly. For a few of our clients, we have been doing weekly. You could even do up to 5 webinars a month, but you need to be extremely strategic with the timelines, because if you do a lot of warm webinars coming from only your organic side of the business, you're gonna run out of your audience. Think of it like a sponge, okay? You take sponge and then you put it in the water, and then you take it out of the water, you squeeze it, eventually it's gonna run out of water. It is not infinite, it's finite. That's the exact reason we're having more cold webinars than warm, because cold webinars get fed by the ad spend and we accelerate the reach of our content across the entire audience that you target. Your warm webinar is only tied to your organic, which is dependent to how often you post and what kind of a bigger audience those posts reach with its organic capability. And for the cold webinars, exclusions are the exact strategy because you don't want the warm people to jump on the cold webinars. You will be excluding your followers plus all 30 to 90 day engagement of your social media accounts. So for true cold performance, you should be excluding them. And when you do, your cost per registrant stays flat or it drops. And if you don't do exclusions, your CPR is only going to climb and you'll blame webinars for not generating you good ROI in your ad spend. Now, as far as the financial model, let's say you spend 50K on cold traffic on advertising. The average cost per registrant for BizOp standard is like around $10. For affluent BizOp, it's between 15 to 18. And for B2B or for, higher AOV, it's usually $25 to $30. And when you do the funnel math with 50K spent, if you do registrants at $10 per CPR, you're gonna have 5,000. If 30% of them show up, you're gonna have 15 people show up to the webinar. And if you retain 80% of them to the offer, which is gonna come down to 1,200, and let's say 25% of them book a call, which is 300, and with an 80% show rate and a 30% close rate, you are going to be having 72 new customers that you can sell your offer to. And say your offer is 4K with 72 people closing from the webinars, you're gonna be making almost 300K from 50K ad spend, which is 6x ROI with 960 cash per booked call and 167 cost per call. Okay, the webinar funnel is good, but what happens when people book in a call with you? So first off, if you are running your webinars on Sundays, enable the same day bookings, okay? Enable the same day bookings because they will have free time to book in a call, especially if they are B2C on a Sunday. But for anyone that books a call between the 7 to 10 day time window, you should be running a 24 to 48 hour nurture cycle. Now here you have the offer doc, the booking page, the thank you video, and then once they actually make the booking, set a call within 3 to 5 minutes. They can text first and then call later from the same number. The trick we like to do here is for any call that is not registered on your leads call, if you text them, hey, it's Justin, let's say the setter's name is Justin, and if he texts, hey, it's Justin, and right after that, if you call them, the iPhone is actually gonna say maybe Justin, okay? So that's pretty critical. In the call, the setter should confirm the logistics and also brief the triage. They should also create a three-way group chat with the closer included in there in iMessage, or if your audience uses WhatsApp a little bit more, you can actually transition into WhatsApp as well. And make sure in that group chat to send them a personalized proof, such as testimonials like them, so that they can relate a little bit more to this offer and believe that this would work for them. Following that, you'll be sending 6 to 12 value-dense emails. This could be FAQs, objections, and testimonial transformations, but every email should be linking back to the pre-call page with the resource in it. And the SMS reminders, one of them being immediate, the other one 24-hour notice, and the other one 1 hour reminder. These should be automated, but must never look automated, okay? They should be looking pretty personalized coming from the closer. So for the sales call, on the day of sales call, 100% confirm the call, because the fact that you confirmed it yesterday doesn't mean that today something didn't came up. You should always be on top of things and confirm the call on the call's day as well. Now, this is what I can give you for the free content side, but if you wanna get access to 100% of this knowledge and me and my team for the implementation to generate 200K months, 300K months, $500,000 months, or even $1 million a month, there's a link below this video which you can book in a call with me by filling out an application form to see if there's a fit and if there's any way that we can help you. So if you fill out that form, I'll see you on the call. But if you don't, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, make sure to click the like button. And for any questions, leave your questions below in the comment section and I'll try to answer them or even make a video on them in the future. If you want to see these videos coming on your feed from me, make sure to click the subscribe button as well. Thanks for watching the video and I'll see you around.